point of contact, area of contact. Many times I think in tennis we complicate things by, in the old days you took the racket to the back fence, then you followed through to the front fence. Now sometimes they joke you point the racket to the front fence and then you finish to the back fence. But I think it obscures, the rubber meets the road when you hit the ball, when the racket touches the ball. And I think the dialogue now is about whether that racket is traveling in an arc or a line. And this is my opinion now. Many times you'll see pictures of the pros, and I'll put some in this article, where right after they've hit the ball is, you can see, is leaving, and the racket still looks like it's aligned as it was at impact. And I believe what happens in tennis is that there's about a 4 to 6 inch travel where the racket is not arcing, but it's going in a line. And what you'll notice when you play is if you spray the ball laterally, it tells in that 6 inch contact area you've got some of this going on. And if you spray the ball vertically in that 6 inch area, you have some of this going on. And so Chet Murphy, the coach I had at Cal, once wrote this article about how if you have the racket moved with one lever, it has to move in an arc. But if you added another lever in opposition to the first lever, I laid my wrist back as the arm went forward, I had a bit of a line. Am I telling you to push? No. Am I suggesting, however, that when the pros are timing that incoming ball at more than 100 miles an hour, do they extend the contact zone? Absolutely. That's what I believe. In fact, one year, as you regard area of contact at Australia, Federer broke Roddick 5 consecutive times when Roddick was pretty close to the top of his game. So that tells me Federer was able to get the ball in play. If I show you that 6 inch zone in this area, what it feels and looks like is this. And I'll give you the modern start just to amuse myself and anyone else that's amused by how old I'm getting. But as the racket approaches, here's my 6 inches. That's all. And what we think is that in that area, I could hit it almost at any moment and still aim it. And that's how I would describe playing with an area of contact. And so much of this game is less about the instruction, I'm an instructor, and more about what you can explore and learn. And as regards spray, it tells you everything about whether you're keeping the racket in the contact zone long enough. Now, if 4 to 6 inches is good, would 18 inches be better? No, because then you're going to lose all your racket speed. In fact, that may be why people are called pushers. But to an extent, there is the slightest amount of that when the pros are playing tennis.